Looking for some new podcasts to listen to? Well, Rat Salad Review Network has plenty of shows to choose from. Like Rat Salad Review, where they discuss the latest rock and metal news, as well as interviews and albums. Album versus Album, the King Diamond Podcast, with Wayne Noon, Greg Noggle, and sometimes this guy.
Smack 'em a gob!
Ralph Viera is also on our network with the Viera Vault. There's also Old Man Metal's Musings, where he discusses heavy metal and beer. Music is Life with Lou Mavs. The Right Opinion for those who love politics. A South Park podcast called Suck My Balls. The Infinite Fringe, a watch-along wrestling show called Beyond Bushido. Ex-Stradivarius guitarist, the Timo Tolkki podcast. And the Great Harry Barnett with I Don't Even Like Podcasts. So check out ratsaladreview.com or search Rat Salad Review on YouTube, Podbean, iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, and more. Welcome back to This Broadcast Belongs to Them. We are on side 2 of In the Shadows. And Ralph is ready. Lisa's ready. Greg?
Oh, I was born ready.
And I'm ready too.
I just rode in with the Headless Rider, actually.
You did? Oh, really? How was that? Bumpy?
Yeah. Well, I warned her. I hadn't dated anybody in about 8 years, and I just drank a Mountain Dew. You know, shit happens.
How does he know where he's going?
How does he know where he's going?
Did you hold his head?
Yeah, whoa. First
Not
of all,
that
let
head,
me explain something about the dude.
It's like Pac-Man.
Yeah, I had to hold his head up for him so he could see where he was turning and sometimes work the pedals, but it worked.
Side 2, 13 Invitations. This is the song that I'm not crazy about. I mean, it's a cool story, and it does have a really cool part in here where he talks about, where the hell did it go? Oh, crap. Where'd it go? Oh, they played all night in the burning light. The 13, we're sharing a 9. High will win, low is the sin. The final card is the final card was in the devil's hand. The king of diamonds would win. That's my favorite part of that song.
Yep, that's my favorite line.
Yeah. The song doesn't really do much for me. It's not a terrible song. I mean, it's a decent song, but it's just a little on the boring side for me.
I don't know. I think it's exciting. I mean, I can see there's not like some big part that jumps out at you or something. But to me, it's like when I hear this song, it's like it's mosh pit time. It is time to break some ribs.
You hear moshing in this song?
This is a mosh pit song for me.
Yeah, really?
That beat, that is a circle pit thing for me. This song, the double kicks, it's a headbanger. I think it rocks. Later on, it changes up, you know.
Yeah,
but I just had
love
it.
Oh, I love this song. Straightforward.
Oh, you do?
Subject matter pretty much mirrors Dangerous Meeting, you know.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. My favorite line is that the King of Diamonds would win, and I dig it, man. I always like this song. it's kind of straightforward for Fate, but I dig it. I think it's cool.
Yeah, it's not a terrible song. It's good. It's okay.
No, I like it, but it's not very memorable. But I still like it.
There's a
It's
great
just
solo.
it's overshadowed by a lot of what's around it, I guess.
Yeah. There's great solos throughout this whole album. Like I said, it's hard to talk bad about this album because there's just so many good things about it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's not a bad song. It's just there's a lot
so many
of
other
killer
better
songs on here. Yeah.
Another one, Room of Golden Air. There's no lyrics to the song, just an instrumental. I like it. It's kind of cool. It's their first instrumental, I believe, right? Yeah, that they've done.
Well, yeah, because he does the vocals a little bit on To One Far Away.
Yeah.
True. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I like it because it has spy chords.
spy chords.
Spy chords. Za, 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 za. Like the Peter Gunn. It's got like a Peter Gunn theme.
It does.
Cool. Yeah.
Ralph, what do you think of Room of Golden Air?
I can take or leave it, man.
Take it or leave it.
Yeah, I don't consider it very memorable. It's an okay instrumental, but I think everything else is better on here. It's my least favorite on here.
Yeah, I could see that.
It needs vocals. It seems kind of aimless on its own, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, it rocks, but it almost feels incomplete as an instrumental, honestly.
It made me think that maybe it was incomplete and they thought, well, we don't have vocals to it, but it still rocks, so let's put it on the record. I don't know.
Could have been. The song we were just talking about, Legend of the Headless Rider, that Greg wrote in on. Probably, well, I guess I can't say probably. I'll just say it's one of my favorite tracks on this album. I love the story of it. The Headless Rider story has just always been cool to me. I just love that whole story. A great song. It's a lot of twists and turns in this song. Very similar to the Old Oak, I think, in a way. It's another epic song in this album. Just a great song. So many catchy chorus parts, verse parts, great lead parts. The drumming's cool in this song. There's just and at the end too. I love the end where he's that epilogue thing. The mind in my headless body seems to be chained to the inside. I can move towards the light, and as he rides away, leaving with this curse, I hear his laughter in the distance. Actually, it's my laughter. He stole my head. Does this mean I'll be the one next year? I love that. Mm-hmm. Really cool song off this album.
It has the coolest opening line. I'm the Undertaker. I'm the ghost of the night. I'm a coffin shaker. Coffin shaker. Cool name for a band. Coffin
Fucking A.
I'm surprised it's not.
I know, right? I think I'm.
It's very Muddy Waters could have come up with that. I'm serious, man. That sounds like old blues lyrics, man.
Let's see.
It does sound like a Willie Dixon song.
Yeah.
We have a bassist. We have a singer. I'm sort of a drummer. All right, this is the Coffin Shaker band right here.
The Coffin Shaker! This song is great.
Cool. You want to do like a Flo and Eddie routine, Lisa?
There you go. We just need to cover this song. That's all. We just need to cover this too. I love that part.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
My favorite. I love that. Take a look at the sky.
Yeah.
See that evil eye. I love that part.
Tonight the moon. I'm not singing, but tonight the moon is cold as ice.
Yeah.
Let the church go.
Love it. I was born in Tarrytown, New York, where Sleepy Hollow is located inside Tarrytown, New York. Like there's in the middle of the town I was born in, there was a forest. You go in, and there was actually a statue of the Headless Horseman in there.
Cool.
First 8 years of my life was in Tarrytown, New York. And a really killer side note was Disney did an animated story of the Headless Rider, and I was a little kid watching this in Terrytown, and the actual animation showed my school, showed the church, showed the little river. They actually drew my town. And can you imagine you're a little kid looking at your little town on TV? Pretty damn cool.
That is pretty cool, especially seeing that in animation too. That's cool. Anything else anybody wants to add to the Headless Rider?
Again, at the end, it's like musical metal theater again, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, it's strange how everything's changing. Now my life is fading away. It's like, oh, man. It needs to be like a King Diamond fucking musical, I swear to God. I would stand in line at Times Square all day for that shit.
We gotta make it happen.
It wasn't played live in the Shadow Tour, but when I saw the 9 tour, they played it.
Oh, really?
Yep.
So they have played this song live.
Mm-hmm.
They played it on the 9 tour, but not on the In the Shadow tour.
I don't remember. I've seen them live so many times, but I was probably a little, I don't know.
Interesting. Is That You, Melissa? Which is technically, I guess, the final song on the album, which is kind of a weird ending to this album, I think. A little bit of a disappointing ending in a way. But it's still a really great song. It's got the harpsichord thing. I really like that. Which, again, you didn't really hear on Mercyful Fate albums. That's more of a King Diamond album type thing, the harpsichord, I think, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it's cool that he brings back the story of Melissa, and we get to hear a little bit more of that story. And I really like this song. It's not as good as the original Melissa song from the Melissa album, but to like make it kind of like a full circle thing, I really like it. I really enjoy it.
Yeah, before Egypt, this was my favorite song. I always thought Is That You, Melissa? I just love it. It's got great melodies and hooks. I feel like it's a perfect song. It's so original, as only King can do with those vocals. Like, stuff he does during, between lines. It's just so cool. And it's very melodic and cool. I really do dig this song a lot.
Yeah.
Really well done. It's another really great vocal performance. Superb. Superb.
I think it's a great closing track, too. It ends very powerfully with it. One of the best songs on the album.
So I think, I don't know, it doesn't, like on the end of Melissa, where the Melissa song ends on that one, it ends because it's got like the acoustic stuff and it just sounds like an ending track. This one, it just seems like there should have been one more song. I mean, technically there is, but there should have been one more song that should have ended the album. It's missing something to me.
Well, maybe that would have been The Old Oak, because it's like Iron Maiden always took their most epic song and they put it at the end of the record. So it's almost like that 9-minute Old Oak Hanging Tree song. Maybe they could have put it at the end.
It's possible, but I don't know. I don't know what they would have put on the end of it. But
Old Oak would have worked good as an ending track, yeah.
But again, it's a cool song. It's a really great song. I'm glad it's on the album, so it's a good song. I guess what is considered the bonus track, Return of the Vampire. We talked a little bit about this on the Return of the Vampire compilation that we just did a few weeks ago. I really like this track, and at the time when this was out, I was a really huge fan of Metallica. And to see that Lars Ulrich was playing drums on this, I was really excited to hear it, and I was really happy with the outcome of the song, because with the way the original version of Return to Vampire is, it's very disjointed to me, and like we were talking about in any other episode, the lyrics just seem like they're made up on the spot. This they which I'm sure Lars Ulrich had a hand in fixing this song and rearranging it so he could play it, because he is. But this Return to the Vampire version is all Lars Ulrich. And it makes sense now. Everything is the way it should be. There's actual lyrics. You can understand them on this one. Mm-hmm. The drumming, I think, is better. Makes more sense. It's not so chaotic. Even though I think he could have played a little bit better. He does sound like he stumbles a little bit here and there, but it's Lars Ulrich. Give him a break. I do like this version way better than the other one. I just wish that the drums on this track sounded like the rest of the album. I don't like it how it sounds like it's in a big echoey room. I don't like the drum sound on it, but otherwise, I like this Return of the Vampire way better.
Yeah, as I said in that episode, I prefer this version. Love the riff in this song, and just love the structure and the flow of it. It's an amazing song. Mm-hmm. Should have made one of the first two albums, actually. Replace this with Night Unborn.
Oh,
yeah. That would have made more sense, too. If they would have refined it like this version, though. I wouldn't have wanted them to leave it like the other one.
Oh, can you imagine if they would have refined it with Kim Ruz during the
Don't Break the Oath? Yes.
Yeah. Fucking way better than this.
It would have been the best song on the album, I think. Because it's got a really catchy chorus.
Mm-hmm.
The chorus is very catchy. All right, Lisa, when I said Lars Ulrich was drumming, you made like a little...
Yeah, well, the thing about Lars, and I get into a lot of discussions on these websites and stuff about Lars's drumming, and I always defend Lars because there's a lot that he just didn't know and still doesn't know. He just sounds like a drummer that doesn't listen to a lot of music, and he's not very musical, and he'll put these weird snare hits and just weird shit just coming out of nowhere and random. But in a way, it's a lot that lack of knowledge let him just like not give a shit and just play weird things that you go, oh, like Metallica 1. He's putting in all these weird beats and stuff and just single tom hits and stuff that just sound and actually it works. But on this song, it just sounds like he's not, to me, it doesn't sound like he's playing for the song. It sounds, especially on the chorus, it sounds like he's kind of fucking around a little bit. But, pardon my French. Anyway, but in general, I think just hearing the song with a good production value and with, everybody's being really tight with that heavy lick, I think it's like, hands down, it's a better version. I think it still sounds kind of proto, but it's just heavier because the sound is just heavier. You get a broader range of frequencies. You get this low end, I can see what you mean about the drums sounding so different because it was, what's the guy from the Foo Fighters when he did some stuff with Ghost?
Oh,
and
yeah.
Everything, what is that guy? Why can't I'm blanking on his name. But
Dave Grohl?
Dave Grohl, when he did a couple of tracks with Ghost, and everything is like super heavy and the drums are really reverb and the toms sound like kick drums and, it doesn't fit everything else, but it is its thing. And we all know, okay, that's Dave Grohl. Okay, this is Lars and we're going to show him off. And, I had Vinny Appice on my album and his drums on the album, they do sound different than Larry London's drums because that's how he sounds. He's got this John Bonham heavy sound. So, we tried to mix it in a little better, but it's a bonus track. And it sounds like a bonus track. So I'm okay. I'm okay with that.
Yeah. Greg?
I like the original. Yeah, I like the original better.
You like the original better. Wow.
Yeah. I just like Kim Ruz's drums better. I mean, Lars doesn't necessarily play bad here. It just doesn't really seem to fit the song, and that kind of bugs me. But it is cool to hear it finished. I like it a lot like this. It sounds really heavy, but I prefer the demo version.
Very interesting. Well,
he sounds like he's all over the place during large parts of the song. It's weird.
He's doing like Tom fills in like weird spots where it just doesn't sound right. But
sounds like he's just fucking around, and it's kind of annoying, to be honest.
His problem is he never used the after the first album, or maybe even Ride Lightning, I don't remember, but he got rid of the ride symbol. He just stopped using it completely. He just removed it from his kit. So instead of using a ride, now he uses the China symbol, and he uses it a lot in this song.
Huh.
And he just replaces it with other, like with tom fills and all the stuff that, like Lisa was saying, sound very awkward and stuff like that. But I don't know. That's just how Lars is, I guess. But also look at the Beatles. Look at Ringo Starr. He wasn't that great of a drummer. and he played all over the place. He played these weird things. I was trying to play Beatles songs the other day, and I'm trying to play along with him. I'm like, wait a minute, that doesn't even make sense. And I couldn't even do it. I just gave up. And I don't even think he's that great of a drummer, but it's just how they play.
It's creative.
It's creative, and it fits with the music. Exactly. Yeah. But that is In the Shadows. Really great album. One of my all-time favorite reunion albums ever. Doesn't get better than that. Yeah, can't say anything more about that album. Just how great it is. So go out and buy it if you don't own it. But if you're watching the show, you have to own it. So I don't know what I'm saying. But right now, oh wait, before we leave and before we go to our interview with Angel Cotte, and we didn't do this on the last 2 episodes, you guys. Lisa, your album. Promote your album.
My album. Oh, well, shoot! I don't even think I have a copy of it sitting out here. It's called.
Right.
It's White Crone.
I don't have it right here yet.
The Poisoner. The Poisoner. White Crone. Crone. It means old lady. And white
old lady
means white. So, and like I said, it features Vinny Appice on a track. It's kind of like a couple of years of hard work. I played almost all the guitars on the record and all the bass and sang. And Larry London, the masterful drum instructor, he did the drums. And Mehdi Farjami from Glacier did a couple solos. And I'm really freaking proud of it. So check it out on Bandcamp, White Crone.
Bandcamp.com. Oh, no, whitecrone.bandcamp.com, right?
Whitecrone.bandcamp.com.
Okay.
That's
Please
right.
buy one. You can also have it autographed because I have mine autographed in my stack somewhere over there. Very cool. Oh, and Splintered Throne, you just released a video of an old song with you singing, right?
Yeah, we did. Yeah. So I had fun with Premiere Pro. That's actually the first music video I've ever made. And we just had this idea to everybody, film at home. And the bass player had a picnic outside with his family and was playing bass out in the yard and stuff. Yeah. So it's kind of fun. It's kind of corny. And no, that's really us. Those are our tracks. And had fun mixing that down and putting that together. And we're working on a new full-length album. We got some kick-ass songs.
Yeah, very cool.
Splintered Throne.
I gotta buy the albums. You have them all right available.
Yeah, Redline. With their previous singer.
Yeah.
Incredible singer.
Yeah, I gotta catch up. I gotta listen to the old stuff, and then when you finally release something with them, I gotta get that too. So.
Right on, man. Thank you for your support.
I will get there. Of course. Ralph, anything going on with you?
Yeah, I only want to plug one thing this time. I want everybody to go on YouTube and type in White Crone, The Prisoner, and watch The Poisoner.
The Poisoner.
Thank you very much.
Watch the video. The video's awesome, and the song is even better. It's amazing. This girl is very talented.
Very
bass and the guitar, amazing voice. Just go watch it. Trust me, you're going to end up loving it. I've shared it, and I've gotten a lot of positive feedback from your video and the song. It's just amazing. So I'm not promoting none of my stuff. I want everybody to go check out White Crone, The Poisoner.
Thrash or die.
Very cool. Yes, please go out and buy Lisa's White Crone album and check out Splintered Throne as well. They're a very great band.
Yes.
And I guess that's it. Oh, go check out our website, ratsaddlereview.com. I forgot to promote this on the other shows too. Go buy a t-shirt. We have plenty of t-shirts. I got a new t-shirt with our new mascot, Stanley. I couldn't think of a better name, so we call him Stanley. But ratsaddlereview.com. Please check out all our other shows. We got everything on podcast, iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, YouTube, everywhere. So that's that. And
that's all of them.
Subscribe.
And we will be back with Angel Cotte talking about his introduction into Mercyful Fate, which is In the Shadows, his first Mercyful Fate album. And that was a very cool interview we did with him. And we are going to have some really cool guests coming up soon as well. And I think Hal Patino will be on at some point in this broadcast. So we will see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye. Welcome to this broadcast belongs to them. We are here with Angel Cotte. What's up, Angel?
Hi.
You wearing the same clothes that you wore the other day when we were on our regular show. What the hell's going on? And Nate, you're still here. What the fuck?
Oh, I'm hanging around. I like Nile.
Okay. I like that. Ever hear about
Oh, dude, that's a cool Nile shirt.
Oh, that's that King Diamond ripoff band.
Yeah.
I just got this last week, actually.
Wow, who cares?
Well, it is a King Diamond podcast, you know, and you're over there repping some pretenders.
No, I will not let Troy.
Well, I hope Troy watches
God
this.
damn it! I should have worn my "Don't Break the Oath" shirt.
You should have. Well, anyway, you are in the band Them, and Them used to be, before you were even in Them, Them used to be a King Diamond tribute band, but now that is done with, and you are actually a real band now, and are working on your third album. But if nobody's heard of Them before, go check House of the... Is it House of the... Christ, I can't remember.
Manor of the Seven Gables.
That's right. That is the first album that Angel is on, and there's also Sweet Hollow, but Angel's not on that one. And I don't want to get into that whole story, but go check all of them. If you like King Diamond stuff, that's very similar, but Troy's not, or KK is nothing like King Diamond. So anyway, so as we were talking on our last episode, you are a big fan of King Diamond, right?
Absolutely. Fuck yeah.
What got you into King Diamond?
What got me into King Diamond was In the Shadows, the In the Shadows record. I was in high school, and a friend of mine. Yeah, a friend of mine gave me a tape. He was like, "Dude, here, I think you would like this fucking guy, King Diamond." And he hands me the cassette. It's a cassette. I'm like, Mercyful Fate, In the Shadows. He's like, dude, it's cool. I was like, is it anything like Slayer or whatever? He's like, no, it's not like that, but it's fucking cool. You'll dig it. I'm like, any like polka beats or anything like that going on? The thrash beats? No, dude, just listen to it. And then I heard fucking Egypt.
Yeah.
And then I heard Egypt, and then like that was it, dude. Like that was one of those records. To this day, I put it on. Start to finish.
Yeah.
Start to finish. So I think I stole his tape. I told him, I was like, dude, you're not getting it back. I was like, I'm keeping this. I think I told him I lost it or something like that. And the reality was that it was at my house all the fucking time.
Yeah.
And then after that, I picked up I'd like to say it was Don't Break the Oath. That was the next record I picked up.
Yeah, so you worked your way backwards. Yeah.
And then I was just like, fuck. And then then I saw that at the time Into the Unknown had just came out.
Mm-hmm.
So I picked that one up. I saw Time. Picked that one up. Melissa, picked that one up. Return of the Vampire. Oh, what's this? I'll take this too.
Yeah.
Then I found out that King Diamond had his own solo thing.
Oh wow, you were really late on that one, huh?
Yeah, so I saw I got all the Mercyful Fate stuff, and then just going through the fucking music selection at a fucking record store, for anybody who fucking remembers what that was, I would see I saw King Diamond. So I'm like, King Diamond? That's the guy, that's the Mercyful Fate guy. It's spelled the same way. Is it the same thing? And I'd fucking pull up, and surely enough, it's him. I'm like, oh, this guy has fucking own stuff? Like, what is this?
Yeah.
So I think the first record I picked up was, I like to say it was either Them or Abigail.
Mm-hmm.
And then fucking right away, musically it was different. It was a little more guitar virtuosic.
Mm.
And fucking Mickey D was just fucking, Mickey D's Mickey D.
Right, yeah.
But then got that, and fucking Fatal Portrait, Them, Conspiracy, and I went through all the works. And I found myself not liking too much after Conspiracy.
Really?
And then I picked up, and then at that time, Voodoo had just came out. So I picked up that record, and I loved it, dude. I love,
Yeah, I think
like
that's
to
one
this
of my
day,
better
I love
favorite ones.
Dude, not a lot of people talk about that album.
No, they
And
don't.
I saw him, and that was the first time I saw King Diamond, and I saw him at a fucking tiny club, dude, for that tour. And it was fucking, dude, it was unbelievable.
Do you remember what club you saw them in? I mean, you got a terrible memory, but do you remember?
Coney Island High.
Okay, yeah.
In the city, so you know that place. It was on St.
Mark's.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I've
never been there, but I know about it.
For that tour.
Wow.
He played there for that tour.
I'm sure that place was packed out.
Oh yeah, it was sold out. It was insane. It was the only show that they put up a barricade at, and it was all like makeshift, like plywood and whatever. But yeah, it was ridiculous.
Oh, wow.
It's absolutely ridiculous.
I love this series of old ass barricades. Just the off methods they use.
Yeah.
I would love to see that title track done live. I bet it's amazing.
What, Voodoo?
Voodoo, yeah.
I just saw him this last tour that he did, and he played that. That was like the fucking first time I think he played that song in quite some time.
Oh, really?
That's what I heard. Yeah. There is a newer death metal band out I like a lot called Gate Creeper, and they were playing the same night. So I went to that instead. Right. Yeah.
Well, there you go. You missed Voodoo. He played Voodoo.
Fucking jealous of you, Craig.
Yeah.
Dude, but when I saw
he
them,
did that and the lake, I was real upset.
Yeah. Yep.
Sorry. Go ahead. And continue.
Yeah. It sucks because that's like the only time he ever played Voodoo songs. So I got to see him play what was the Loa House they did on that show, and
really
cool. Yeah. One Down, Two to Go.
Wow.
Nice.
Like, cool fucking shit, dude. Like, that's it. Like, after that, he never fucking played any of that shit again. And, like, nobody talks about the record, but, like, I always talk to people, like, dude, Voodoo's like,
Voodoo.
I feel like that was, like, a return to form.
Yeah, that's the best one out of the ones that he has released. Yeah, that's my favorite one.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
I agree.
And it's like, it's fucking 22 years old already.
Yeah. Yeah, wow. I didn't even realize that. Yep.
Well, he hasn't released a record in 13 years at this point, so all that kind of is still his newer material.
He's working on a record, isn't he?
Yeah, well.
Yeah, well, wish in one hand and shit in the other, but
I don't know.
you know.
Tool could do it. I think he could do it.
We'll see.
What? Wish in one hand and shit in the other? It's actually pretty easy. Let me show you.
I can't hold a wish.
I like how you're not objected to me shitting in my own hand, but you can't hold a wish.
Might as well be
Sorry, got sidetracked.
Yeah, thanks.
Anyway,
it happens.
So, do you have a favorite King Diamond or Mercyful Fate song?
A fucking song, dude? Really? Like one fucking song?
There's gotta be one that you're like, yeah, this is the one that got me into to King Diamond.
Well, the one that got me was Egypt.
Egypt, yeah.
You know, as far as like, you know, from Mercyful Fate. And then I guess.
What about like a favorite album? What's your favorite album? Is Into the Shadows your favorite from Mercyful Fate, since that's your first one that you were?
Man, I don't know. I think I would have to say Don't Break the Oath.
Yeah. Oh, that's what I want to ask you. What do you think of Kim Russ's drumming? I mean, he was only on those first 3 albums.
That guy was out of control, bro. Out of control. Like, his stuff is so fucking fun to play. Like, just to play along to. and like try to like to do it note for note.
Right.
It's a fucking good time, man. It really is.
Yeah. That I have done myself. Yes.
Yeah, it's a good time. I'm saying like note for note, not do your own fucking thing, and like just try to beat Kim Ruz.
Yeah.
It ain't that easy.
No.
It ain't that fucking easy.
No, it's not. Yeah,
Like I find that it's easier to play Mickey D's stuff, like playing along to fucking anything off of Abigail or anything off fucking Conspiracy or whatever. Yeah, the parts are tricky, but like he's such a fucking solid, like metronomic type of player, even though that stuff wasn't to a metronome, but he's such a fucking like rock solid and like precise player. Like it's not that hard to figure it out. Like you sit there like, oh, okay, I can hear how flawless the sticking is,
Right.
But someone like Kim Ruz is just fucking like dirty, dude. But it's still tight, but it's just fucking really dirty, and it's like, fuck, what is he doing there? Like, how did he do that fill?
Right. Yeah.
And again, once you figure it out, it's not even like you're like, oh fuck, it's not that complicated, but it's just very well thought out. Very well thought out.
Yeah. I remember listening to Egypt, and I so wanted to play that song on drums, and I just could not figure out how to do it. And I had another friend that was over at the time, and I said, "Listen to this, and just could you try to explain to me how to play this the beat?" Because he does the simple thing, and it's just, I can't explain it. But just how that song's played, and he showed me because he kind of figured it out. He's better on drums than I was, and as soon as he showed me, I kind of figured it out. But just that beat, it's just so.
All right,
it's
well,
weird.
Hold on. I got to ask you a question. I'm gonna ask you something because I love the drums on that record.
Mm-hmm.
Who was the drummer on that album?
What do you mean? Who was the drummer on the album?
Who was the drummer on In the Shadows?
Oh, Morton Nielsen.
Bam! You got it.
Yeah, well,
you
I'm
said
not
Egypt.
stupid.
You said Egypt.
Oh, did I mean? I meant Gypsy. What an idiot!
Yeah. Yeah.
I do that
about Egypt. I'm like, he's talking about Egypt. Does he think Kim Ruz played on fucking In the Shadows?
Yeah.
Dude, a lot of people don't know that it's Morton Nielsen. They think it's Snowy Shaw because it's his picture in the book.
That's right. No, see, I'm the only one that's not high in this whole room, and you're probably not high either. But
no,
yeah, I'm not high right now. Not yet. I waited.
I'm high on life, man.
Me too. But but yes, Gypsy was what I meant, and
that's
Gypsy Air Lion over here.
Gypsy's
a hard
fun fucking track,
it's
dude.
fun. You get to learn how to play it correctly. Yes,
yeah,
it is.
Once you fucking figure out what he's doing and when the double on the snare comes in and all those accent points, it's like, oh, it's pretty easy and it's a good fucking time.
Yeah.
That record is just really fun to play.
Definitely. Except for the song Nightmare. It's a terrible song. It's actual nightmare.
Yeah. I've heard that song. The song's awful.
And then the other song, the Mickey D, Welcome Home. I will never, ever figure out how to play the intro to that song. That's just beyond me.
I'll teach it to you one day, dude. I'll teach it to you.
All right.
Oh, cool.
I'll show you. It's not that hard, and then
Easier than it sounds.
It's a little tricky. It is a little tricky, but like again, it's one of those things. Once you figure out what it is, and you know the sticking, you work on the sticking for a fucking few minutes. You're like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
I get it now.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
But it's a fun one.
Stuff and the Morton Nielsen stuff, like easy. That's very easy stuff to do.
Now, Angel, you mentioned, and I bring this one up because this was both Wayne and mine's first King Diamond album, and we both like it a lot. But you said you don't really care for the eye. Is that just because of the drum sound on it, or just the album in general?
I guess I was kind of already overdosed on King Diamond.
Okay.
By that time, so I was like, all right, this is kind of like not as good as the first stuff I was hearing to me. I guess maybe if I tried putting on the eye now, I'd appreciate it a lot more.
Yeah.
It's one of those things.
Wow.
This sometimes there's records, you don't care for them when you first heard them, and then you hear them like fucking years later, and you're like, oh, this isn't that fucking bad. Like, what was I thinking?
Right.
Yeah.
You know, and that happens. That happens fucking more than you think. I'm trying to think of an album right now where that just happened, where I was like, oh, this shit is really fucking good. Like, what the fuck was wrong with me? I know it happened to me. It happened to me with Alice in Chains years ago.
Right.
Like fucking, I'm talking about when the grunge era was happening. I was like,
Right.
yeah. And again, at that point, you're all it's extreme metal. You're discovering fucking Diaz, King Diamond, and all this shit. And it's like someone throws Alice in Chains at you. You're like, this is fucking lame. Get these dopey motherfuckers away from me. Like, I don't want to hear this shit.
Right.
And then you grow up. You grow fucking few brain cells, and especially like I was getting really serious into drums, and as time progressed, I started to fucking, you broaden your horizon a little bit.
Right.
So then I fucking went back listening to fucking giving Alice in Chains a shot and things like that, and I was like, oh, what the fuck was I thinking? This is fucking dum-dum. This rules.
Great too.
What's great?
I mean, but this is about King Diamond, not Alice in Chains. So King Diamond.
Right.
You said
who I just met. I met at that last show, dude. I met King Diamond.
Oh, did you pay for the thing?
I didn't pay for shit. Do you know who I am, son?
Yeah, right in.
Actually, dude, like, I'm friends with my friend John Longstreth from Origin. He hit me up and he was like, dude, I'm King Diamond. I got an extra, and he's friends with Matt Thompson.
Okay.
So fucking, he hit me up and I was like, yeah, dude, let's go. So he had the hookup and I was his date basically.
Right. Oh, nice.
So
very cool. Well, since your friend was friends with Matt Thompson, get your friend to get Matt Thompson on the show, please.
Wait, you can't reach out to him?
I did. He doesn't want to reply back to me.
Are you reaching on Facebook?
I did Facebook and I did his website, so I did two different things.
Wow. Are you friends with him on Facebook?
Yeah. I don't talk to him.
So wait. So that means like it showed that he read your message?
I'll have to look, but I have wrote to him twice. Actually, yes.
Because that would suck. Like, if it's still with the check mark on it, then like, all right, cool. That means he just hasn't looked at it. But like, if you see his profile picture over it, that means he like read it and was like, "Fuck this guy."
No, a check mark still on there, so no, he just did not read it.
Oh, he hasn't read it.
But I went to his website and I messaged him on there, and no reply or anything. Which is kind of funny because he does take drum lesson requests from there, and he didn't write me back.
All right, dude. So guess what? Here's what you're gonna do: hit him up with a fucking drum lesson request. And then when he writes back, he's like, "Yeah, bro. Like, I charge whatever $100 for a half hour." You were like, "All right, yeah, that's cool." So I have this King Diamond show that I want to have you on to talk to you about. I had to interview you. And you fucking sucker punch it.
Not a bad idea.
Modern problems require modern solutions.
That's right. See,
That's it.
There was a reason.
You going there?
You are a smart man.
Giving you ideas, buddy. Giving you ideas.
Didn't even think about that. Good idea. All right. Anything else?
You should fucking hit up the guy, Jean-Luc Herbert, the guy who played on fucking Voodoo and House of God.
Do I have to get into that?
Uh-oh. Yeah, you do. Now that you said that, you got to get into that.
I have contacted him, and I had talks with him plenty of times. He just doesn't have time to do the show.
Really?
Yeah. Apparently. First it was, God, do I have to leave this in the show? I guess I'll leave it in the show. I don't care.
You don't have to. You don't have to leave it in the show.
I'm going to leave it in the show because you know what? This is King Diamond show. And all you fucking people are in the fucking band. You should come on the goddamn show and tell us your fucking story. Cut your bullshit out. For a half hour.
Pay attention to us.
But, no, I asked him to come on the show. And which was understandable, his daughter was graduating. So we said, a little bit after that. So I said, fine. So I gave him extra time. I wrote him back, and there was another excuse, and I wrote him back again, another excuse. So it's just been excuse after excuse, and I'm done.
Right. That sucks, dude. That's a fucking bummer.
Yeah. But
That's a bummer. He's another one who's like totally fucking underrated. Underrated drummer.
Right.
He was killer on those. Especially on Voodoo. Like I said, I love that record. But I didn't care for anything after that. I don't think that was his fault per se. I just didn't care for the music. But his playing on Voodoo was fucking.
Yeah. Yeah, you could tell on the House of God, he was just like, I don't give a shit no more. Yeah,
dude, he was going for broke on fucking Voodoo. Like, you can hear it.
You can tell. Like you said earlier, that sounds like older King Diamond stuff. And then the House of God thing happened. It's just like, what happened? Which maybe he doesn't. Maybe he's like something happened and he's just done with talking about it. Maybe he doesn't want to talk about it no more. I don't know. But we did get David Harbour. He was from the House of God era, and that was a very cool. That was a very cool interview. He did some behind the scenes stuff, some stage things that happened during the shows and stuff, which was pretty funny.
Wait, was it? Who was it that had beef with Glenn Drover? Was it you guys?
Yes. And we still do.
Yeah, he's fuck that guy.
So that'll be aired at some point.
The beef with him? What?
Yeah, well, we got into that.
He's a dink.
Public humiliation.
Wait, did you had him on the show?
Not David Harbour. We had on the show, but we didn't have Glenn on the show.
All right.
Yeah, it didn't get that far. He was very prickish about the whole thing.
Yeah. I gotta tell you, man. I met his brother twice, and that guy was like a dick, dude.
Yeah. That's what we hear. I guess I will edit.
His brother was a fucking dick, but then I hear people say like, "Oh, he's so nice. He's this, he's that, whatever." I was like, I met him fucking 2 times, dude. He's kind of a fucking prick.
I think even somebody described this to me. If you can help him out, he's nice to you. But if I guess he has no use for you, and then he doesn't care. Kind of.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So whatever.
I hate that, dude. Like, I hate fucking like.
I hate that too, because he can come on the show and promote what he's doing, which is the whole idea.
Right.
So it's stupid to me. I don't know.
But even just the whole thing, like being dick to fans, dude. Like, I don't know, man. That shit always fucking like. As soon as if I meet someone who I look up to, which is scary, like, is he gonna be cool? Is he gonna be an asshole?
Yeah.
And dude, it's amazing when they're cool, and it makes you love them even more.
Right? Yeah.
And then when they're a fucking asshole, it's like it ruins it.
Right.
It sucks.
Yeah. That's why we've been lucky, right, Greg? Everybody we pretty much had on the show has been really cool.
Everybody's been cool. Yeah.
We've only had 1 or 2 incidents, and that was it.
Yeah, and really meeting musicians, I've only ever run into maybe 2 or 3 that were real assholes over the years. For the most part, people are pretty cool.
Yeah, for the most part, same, man. For the most part.
Even as much of a fanboy and like how unbelievably awkward I am, most people have been pretty cool.
All right. It happens, dude. Listen, man, Dave Lombardo was cool to me every time I met him, so it's like that's it. I'm all good.
Yeah, that's all that matters. Right? All right. Any more King Diamond stories?
No, I met him, and that was it. And, like, I fucking almost cried. That's about it. Pretty much.
Did he tell you anything? Did you talk to him about anything? Did you have time to talk to him?
No, it was pretty much like, hey, man, like, I love you. Can I take a picture with you? And, like, he looked at me, and then he looked at his watch. Like, he was like, and then he looked around, and he's like, okay, we got to go. He was talking to whatever crew he had with him. And then he looks at me and he's like, yeah, come on, man, let's take a picture. And I was like, all right, cool. So I take the picture with him. I'm like, dude, I've been just fucking, I'm sure you hear this all the time, and I'm just like a huge fan. Yeah. And thank you for fucking inspiring my youth and me as a musician. And he was like, he's like, that means, something along the lines like, thank you, or that means a lot to hear, whatever it was. And I told him, I sent him my sympathies for Timmy, because Timmy had just passed away.
Right, yeah.
And then he tapped me on the shoulder, and he was like, oh, man, that's very nice of you. Thank you. It sucks. I know. And I was like, all right, man, I'll let you go. Go do your thing. And that was it. It was very short and sweet, but he was cool,
Yeah. He didn't go up to him and say, "You don't know who the fuck I am."
Bro, my fucking band is better than your band, bro. And we named ourselves after one of your albums.
Yeah, right. My album came out first.
Try to do a fucking, try to do an odorous impression.
Who did?
Don't you fucking know? My band is better than yours.
Could have told him I had 2 albums out before your album came out. Over 13 years.
I mean, we'll probably finish our trilogy before the Institute comes out. So
you probably will.
Yeah, I got a
which I heard.
feeling
You know,
that's true.
I think that that song, that last song that came out is killer.
It is cool. Yeah,
it's a fucking cool. You know, it's got the vibe. The thing that bothers me is though that they have fucking Matt Thompson on drums, and I know he's blowing you off and he doesn't want to come on the show for whatever reason.
Mm.
But that motherfucker's insane, dude, on the kit. And he's holding back. Like, he's, like, you know, it's one of those things where, like, he's being restrained.
Right, yeah.
And I hope that if this record comes out that King gave him some freedom, you know what I mean? Like, all right, you can go a little fucking wildy in there. Like, just fucking let him do it. Because the guy's that fucking good, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, you watch the drum cams that he's put up on YouTube?
Yeah, oh yeah, with the Shaolin Death Camp and all that stuff.
Yeah, well, I've only seen the King Diamond stuff.
You ever seen any of that?
Nope.
Oh yeah, there's some videos of him like doing sessions. Dude, you gotta see that shit, bro. You're like, what the fuck? You wouldn't think he's that good. Like he's that good.
Yeah.
Like he could play fucking like Dream Theater or Death or something like that, you know?
Really?
Rush, whatever. Like he's that good. You know what I mean?
Wow.
He could do fucking death metal. Like the guy's the shit.
Yeah. Yeah, you wouldn't tell because he does get held back a little bit in King Diamond, especially in like the first album or two that he was on. You can tell it either wasn't him playing or he's just really like forced to stay in there.
He did do like the Puppet Master. He was on that one, right?
Yeah, he was on it.
Yeah,
but those drums sounded so fake. I don't know.
He's been with King since like 2007 or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
I think it's
probably earlier
like 2003 because that's when the Puppet Master came out. Yeah.
What was before the Puppet Master? Because he was on Abigail 2, and then it was Puppet Master.
Oh shit! Well then you're talking like 2001, 2002, so that's even longer.
Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah. Yeah, so he's been with him for a very long time. And if he hasn't let him loose by now, I'm not going to hold on for the next album.
All right, that's it. All right, fuck it. I'm sure. Listen, he's probably got full endorsements and he's getting paid well. So
yeah,
I think any aspiring musician wishes to reach that goal in the end, to be able to just do what you love and to be recognized for it, and get all the perks that comes with doing that.
Yeah.
Definitely. I would, if King Diamond was like, no fucking, you can't play double bass at fucking 6 notes at 210 BPMs or anything like that. Like, okay, that's fine.
Right. Yeah.
I won't do it.
Right. Why not? It's King Diamond. You got.
All right, guys.
If he's calling, you got to go.
Exactly. All right, man. I gotta run. I gotta talk to the wife.
You got it, man. Thanks again for coming on.
Thanks for having me, guys. It was awesome. We'll do it again and fucking just talk metal. Talk shit.
Definitely.
You got it. All right.
I'm all for it. Have a good one, guys.
Awesome. You too. Thanks a lot.
Man.
Bye.
What?